Hey everybody, Nick Espinoza, your chief security fanatic here, and today we're actually talking about Facebook because Facebook's new mind-reading technology really makes you think. Now here's what's going on, and I'm cribbing this primarily from both CNBC and Axios, both of which had really good information and just took different approaches to delivering this. If you didn't know, Facebook just unveiled its mind-reading wrist device and an augmented reality keyboard that would allow users to replace their mouse and keyboard in future hardware products. Now, Facebook researchers are rapidly learning how to replace mouse clicks and screen taps with finger twitches, and they're doing it by putting essentially a band on your wrist that reads nerve impulses sent to your brain from your hand. Now, the company's Facebook Reality Labs division showed off this prototype technology on a virtual call with members of the media this week, and executives from the division talked about the technologies while videos of the projects were played for the audience. Now, this wrist device is capable of reading neurological signals sent from your brain down to your hand. It could theoretically basically read these signals to get a sense of what the user wants to do and replicate the action in a virtual or augmented reality environment. Now, here's the big picture of this whole thing. Tech insiders widely expect the next generation of computing after the smartphone will be built around some combination of glasses, headphones, and other worn devices. The challenge is figuring out how these users navigate information and make choices when you don't have a screen in front of you that you are tapping around. Now, the Facebook researchers demonstrated the quote-unquote force actions where a user could pinch their fingers in real life to hold and control virtual faraway objects in augmented reality. If you've ever seen the movie Minority Report with Tom Cruise, they've kind of got that moving around. I think he had to put gloves on to do it, but that's essentially, I think, what they're talking about here, a very early stage of that. Now, the name of the action that they're talking about for that reference is basically the Force reference, if you will, is a reference from Star Wars, because use the Force, where obviously certain characters can use the Force to manipulate objects and on and on and on. Now, additionally, the company demonstrated electromyography wristbands that could basically, that users could wear to type on any surface as though they were using a physical keyboard. Though there's no keyboard, the EMG wristbands would actually register the intentions of a user's finger strokes and jot down the letters and words. So in other words, you get used to essentially typing in the air and it knows that, you know, you have a QWERTY keyboard in front of you or whatever that is. I don't think you think the letter N and it types an N. I think it's more down to the action. So if you know a QWERTY keyboard really well, for example, I think that would probably work. I'm thinking that's how that works, unless I'm just thinking of the words and it's magically putting it out there as I'm sitting there typing just randomly. I think that'll be really interesting. Now, I'm wondering though, overall, how they're going to be data mining our brains. This is Facebook, obviously. Now, obviously, this thing doesn't read our thoughts. Like it can't, the Facebook wristband is not going to know that I want to, burn Facebook to the ground or whatever it is. But this tech, combined with other research into those kinds of things, may actually make that a reality at some point in our future. And then that brings up the other question that I have, because we're talking about Facebook. The privacy implications of this are going to be rather interesting. Facebook, as you know, and I've done videos and videos and videos of this, including one called It's Time to Put Mark Zuckerberg in Jail. Facebook's history alone makes me think that many will not actually adopt this platform for fear that they are basically going to be gathering more data on you. Look at Facebook's portal, which is the competitor to Amazon Echo, which a bazillion people have. That didn't do so well. Facebook has a history of taking this information and selling it. And so if they are gathering neurological impulses to understand that, the letter N means the letter N to you, and the letter N means the letter N to somebody else, and on and on and on, that Facebook would be looking for some kind of way to sell that to the research, the medical research institutions of the world to turn a buck. And so I think this is very interesting. I am actually really excited for this kind of technology, but not at the expense of privacy implications. It's same with the DNA, taking a DNA test. We have no good data privacy laws for that really right now. It does not fall under HIPAA compliance, for example. So I think this is a really interesting thing. It's coming from Facebook. Would you buy one of these things? I would not buy one of these things from Facebook, but I am definitely interested in this technology. And if we can find a safe, secure, and private way to essentially use these things where we are not being data mined to the nth degree, I would be the first in line to buy one of these things. And I would love to hear your thoughts on this, because that is your news of the day. And please like, share, follow me here on Facebook and Twitter at NickAESP, where they are attempting to read your mind. And you can also follow me on YouTube as well. And as always, stay safe and stay online. Thanks, everyone.